One of the things I've run into over the years is like, Ronnie, what if I work on my own? What if I do door knocking? What if I do this? What if I don't just work your leads? In this episode of Forged2Win, I'm going to walk you through how I pay acquisition coordinators right now in today's market. You know, I've gotten this question quite a bit. How do you pay people on your team without actually giving them a monthly salary or having a big expense? There's really two philosophies, guys, as you think about paying your team. There's one that's a commission only. And when I say team, I mean acquisition team. There's a commission only way, and then there is a lower commission salary plus a lower commission on top. And so these are the two directions. I've done both. And right now in the business, I'm focusing primarily on the commission side with where we're at in the recession and with people wanting to get into real estate. We really offer a lot that teaches them the skills of being a real estate investor, of how to talk to motivated sellers, of how to develop sales skills and what that looks like. And I've found that a lot of people want a pathway in order to make, $60, $70, $100, $120,000 in a year. And so this commission does that. Now, again, guys, my name is Ronald Walker here at Forged2Win. If you like this content, hit that subscribe button for me, hit the like button. And if you want to see more content that's coming out, hit the notification bell and you'll be notified when more content just like this comes out. So I break the commission structure into four things. Okay. Number one, they become an initiate acquisition coordinator. Now, an initiate acquisition coordinator is someone who first comes onto my team, and it is the first 90-day trial period of deciding if being a acquisition coordinator is for them. And they start off with a base commission rate of 10% per deal that they bring in on deals that profit anywhere from zero, which they don't get anything, up to $18,000. So if they get out there, they get on the phone, they're talking to sellers and they work out a deal, and we close the deal and it makes $15,000, they would get $1,500 for that amount. Now, if the deal that they close ends up being over $18,000, they actually get 12% of that deal instead of just 10. And so they get a little bit of bump if they do better for the company. This encourages people to try to negotiate deeper discounts, try to get better deals for our company when we're out in the marketplace negotiating and working, getting profits. Now, one of the things I've run into over the years is like, Ronnie, what if I work on my own? What if I do door knocking? What if I do this? What if I don't just work your leads? Which is awesome. I want people out there not just working the leads. Most of the time people do that because being an acquisition coordinator is actually fairly difficult. Like getting in the real estate business is actually a lot more difficult than people think. And the acquisition coordinator is just one role. You're not having to figure out the marketing. You're not having to figure out the long-term follow-up. You're not having to figure out how we sell this deal, transaction coordination, taxes, bookkeeping, all the above, field work, the contractors, all of that. We're just working acquisition, but it's still a very tough job. So how do you handle when an acquisition coordinator wants to, take it by the feet, right? Do a little bit more, really put energy into finding more deals. How do you compensate them? And this is what I like to do. I like to transition into relationships, okay? Because relationships are where referrals come from. So if a new acquisition coordinator comes on my team and they build a relationship with a wholesaler, a realtor, or they just have a relationship with a seller, right? Someone that didn't come from my leads, that is a relationship that they built that referred a deal in some form or fashion, then that acquisition coordinator gets 20% of that deal initially. And if they were a personal friend, family, or something they got through their personal Facebook page, then we do a 50-50 split on that deal themselves. And it's really an honor system, right? If you come in and you're trying to steal from me, we're not going to be a good fit. I'm going to find out very quickly, and that person's not going to like being here anyway because of just the pressure environment that we have to succeed and win and hit our goals and really work when we're working. But that's what we do. 20% on the initiate level and 50% if it's friends or family. Now, if they go out and do field work, okay, they get out and they do door hangers, they canvas an area, they're driving for dollars, and they do that work, then they get double commission of whatever their base was, 10%, 12%, they get double. They get 20 or they get 24% of the deal because they were out there doing field work, generating their own deals, so people would call them. And then if the agent lists the property of ours, or if the acquisition coordinator is an agent and lists the property of ours, we would split it 50-50 down the middle. Now, this is just the first tier, because this is just the first 90 days. I can't tell you guys how many times I've hired an acquisition coordinator and they've said, man, I thought the work was going to be different. They had this vision of being a real estate investor, which isn't bad, but they had this vision of being a real estate investor, and then they got in and they realized, you know what, I don't actually want to do this type of work. And so that is the first 90 days. Now, if they get past the 90-day period, they actually move into an associate acquisition coordinator rather than just an initiate. Now, an associate acquisition coordinator automatically gets a base pay, because I believe in covering at least the base bills of someone, aka their mortgage. And so they get a $1,500 base pay on the very beginning if they get past the first 90 days and they complete at least 3 deals, okay? At least 3 deals. The goal is to do more, but if you're not doing 3 deals in 90 days, this probably isn't the right fit for you, whether it's the trying to convert sellers and talking to them on the phone, it's the amount of activity it takes to be successful. Whatever those are, if those criteria aren't hit, in my opinion, we are not helping the person with us if they continue essentially making no money. So after that, they move to a base of $1,500. Then the commission structure is very similar. There's one additional tier though. There's the 10% from 0 to 18,000. Then there's 12%, but there's a cap, okay? The cap is the cap of the 12% range. So it goes from 18,000 to 34,000, they get 12%. And then anything over 35,000, they get 14% of that deal by running it as a associate acquisition coordinator. And then if they get a referral, it goes up to 25% profit. And again, if it's friend and family, it's 50. Field work is double, and the things are continued. The other thing I add in there at this point is if the company buys the deal, their minimum commission will be $1,800. The third level is a straight acquisition coordinator. There's no associate at the beginning. Straight acquisition, they have to close at least 30 deals to get to be an acquisition coordinator. At this point, their base goes up to 2,000 and their percentages all go up. So the top percentage is now 15% instead of 14%. Anything that is a referral automatically goes up to 30% or 50-50, and the other things are the same. And then what you'll see is it steps up. So then a lead acquisition coordinator is someone who's done at least 75 deals on our team. They get a base of 2,000 and their commission goes up a little bit more. So they get a 12% base from 0 to 18,000, they get 12%. From 18 to 49,000, they get 15. And if it's a $50,000 deal plus, they get 18% of that deal. Anything that's a relationship, they now get 40% of that relationship referral, or 50-50 if it was someone from friends and family. And the rest is the same, double commission if they do field work, all of that on this. And then if they become a senior acquisition coordinator, which is someone who's done 110 deals or more with the company, they get a $2,000 base. Their commission is exactly the same, except for the top tier goes up to 18%. They get 50% of the profits on their relationships, double commission. And then if the company buys a deal that they bring, they can also have an equity stake in deals going forward. And if they accomplish 2 years with us and do over 200 properties, then the company will go through an initiation process. If that person wants to be elevated to a partner and start their own real estate practice, they will have the opportunity to do that after a 2-year period at 200 deals. So as you guys can see, obviously this is a very technical video, but it's also one that just really shows, hey, this is what we're doing for commission only. Our goal is that people can not only align with our vision with buying homes in the marketplace and wholesaling deals and doing it at volume, but also be able to come in and really create the financial independence that draws people to real estate and allows them to succeed. So that is our acquisition commission structure. I hope you guys got something from it. Peace.